Alright, are we streaming? I think we are. Let's take a look here. Well, part of it says that we're streaming, but what about, is it going through on YouTube? We do not know. Well, I think that we are on. Let's take a look here. You know what? Let's go ahead and play a game. Good morning, everybody. It is almost 8 a.m. on the East Coast. We are trying a stream. My name is Jay, aka Cringe Dad, and we are going to try a battle royale. I just unlocked the Godzilla skin. Just to give you a little background, we are doing an experiment for 2025. We are going to try streaming Fortnite, and we have a couple different goals. One goal is to do 40 streams throughout the year. We will likely be streaming right around 7 a.m. East Coast time every Friday morning. We may expand it beyond that. We may take a little bit different approach here and there. It's an evolving process. This is really for my son and I to just get some experience in playing Fortnite and streaming. He has a lot of experience himself in actually playing. I am certainly not as good or adept at any of this, but I just wanted to show him the whole process of learning something new, learning how to play, learning how to stream. We'll probably set up a specific account to play on for the stream. And it looks like we're ready to launch. I saw a video that said this was a really good space to land, so we're going to try that. Let's make sure we thank the bus driver. One of the things that I've noticed in watching people play that people are really good at is paying attention to names of the other players, the players that they eliminate, the players that they are eliminated by. I am horrible at that. I don't pay attention to any of that. got somebody nearby. Looks like a red ninja. Maybe that's that Deadpool character. I would say that is Deadpool. Now, I'm in build mode, and you should know I am horrible at builds. But every day is a new challenge. We're going to just check out a couple things and see how it goes. Now, I know there was a guy up here. Let's see where he went off to. Angry Roommate 10. I think that's one of the first times I've ever actually noticed somebody as far as their name is concerned. So that's a big win for me. Oh, this is that sword that everybody hates. Let's take a look here. Figure out what we're working with. We have a shotgun. We have a pistol. I think I'd rather have that blade that everybody hates. You know what? We're going to try something different. Everybody tells me you have to have a shotgun and a rifle. Well, I'm going to try carrying that sword everybody hates instead. Okay, so let's collect all of the loot from this area. And what was making all the noise up here? Let's take a look. Watched a video that said the next big thing was this boathouse. That glowy chest that I just got. Apparently there is another one of those over here sometimes. To give you a little background into... Oh, Godzilla portal is open. I wonder how that works. Is there a way that we can find out where it is? Right there. Okay. Well, I need some of those shields. So to give you a little background into my experience with streaming, up until recently, I thought streaming was kind of a waste of time. I didn't understand why anybody would... Well, I guess watching streamers seemed like a waste of time. I could not wrap my mind around why somebody would watch somebody else play a video game instead of them just playing themselves. So I took a look. Oh wow. So how do you get that Godzilla guy? Anyhow, I watch a fair amount of YouTube, more like dad stuff, how to fix things, those sorts of things. And one of the things that I noticed was I started stumbling across some of these Fortnite streamers. And I started seeing names of these streamers that seemed familiar from people that my son and friends talk about. So I decided to start watching just to get an idea of what all of this was. And I noticed that there was some value there, even to me as a dad, in that I was learning more information. And I was effectively learning how to be, well, a better player. Because I was certainly not good in any manner, nor am I now. But by watching those videos, I learned a little bit more about how to become a little bit better player myself. I'm going to try using this. I'd like some more of those shields. Now there was that ghost lady that was following me around. Is that her? I fight this guy? Seems... I watched a guy that said, shoot that eye. Well, this isn't going well at all, is it? I'm almost out of ammo. So, stay and fight this person. We're only halfway there. And we are just getting absolutely destroyed. Looks like that storm's coming in, so we're just gonna run. Oh, that Godzilla person's still there. Oh, there was a video that I saw about how to move fast with this sword. Let's see if we can figure it out. I think they said to run with it. Well, that takes your running speed down pretty quickly. No, it was a run and a jump, maybe? And then I think you switch to one of your other weapons. Let's try it. Switch to your other weapon. Oh, that's not bad. You know, let's recharge our health. This is one of those guys that took forever to find, isn't it? Alright, let's give him a weapon. He's supposed to give you one back, I think. Does he make it? Does he upgrade your weapon? I know I'm not good at builds, but I remember seeing that you're supposed to collect materials by breaking stuff. Oh, see, there are people that know how to build. I certainly do not. And we don't have any of those shields, so we are going to not hang out with those people. Oh, let's do that sword thing again. Okay, that's not so bad. Are there any... Oh, perfect. There are those shields up here. And one of those ammo chests. One of the things that I have learned from watching other streamers is, number one, it's really helpful to get those different kind of tips on how to make yourself a little bit better of a player. I got some advice from... Oh, there is... Oh. Well, good job, buddy. I had that crown. If you need it, you should pick that up. Let's watch this guy. He must already have a crown. what kind of guns? Oh yeah, it does. And he picked that crown up. Good job. I'm not too sure why he didn't pick up my weapons. I think we had the same shotgun and rifle, and mine were both much better. Crown has gone to the second person other than myself. So, in a way, we're still helping out other people. Alright, well, while we watch, let's talk a little bit about what else I've learned from streamers. It's a pretty interesting community. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of streamers that have a bit of a potty mouth, to say the least. And I've started following a couple different streamers. And I generally have found that I enjoy the ones that are more family friendly. It's probably because I got into playing Fortnite to have an additional shared interest with my kids, and so I probably gravitate towards those family friendly streams. One of the other things that I've really enjoyed in watching is when they do, what do they call it, a collaboration, where they have two different streamers that play, and they play together. They work on teamwork and different things like that. One of my favorite things to try to show my kids and their friends when we play is teamwork. Before I had ever picked up a controller and started playing Fortnite myself, I noticed that these kids would all fight over the best loot, over the best weapons, and I would constantly remind them, this is just a game. They didn't care. So I decided, well, why don't I start playing with them and show them by example. So I would go and I would try to acquire a really good weapon, and then one of my kids or one of their friends would say, oh my gosh, that's my favorite gun, and I would just say, here, you can have it, and I'd give it to them. They were so bewildered that I would just give them this prized item. And I said, it's just a game, guys. After a while, I started to notice that they would actually, when they would get that same type of gun, especially if they knew it was one that I had started to like, they'd come offer it to me. Now, they still weren't offering it to their friends, but they would offer it to me, and I thought that was kind of interesting. So little by little, I try to show them by example how we can do a little better, how we can play a game and get really into it, but not let it ruin our day, anything like that. Some of these players are extremely competitive, and from what I can tell, some of these players actually make money. I think there's tournaments they can make money in. I'm not sure all the different ways that they make money, but my son and his friends really enjoy watching streamers, so I said, well, why don't we try it out? Why don't you let your dad try this? One of the things that I really enjoy is making my son and his friends cringe, using their lingo and phrases and things like that. So that's kind of how the name Cringe Dad was born. So I wear it as a badge of honor. If you can make your kids cringe, you're doing something right. This gentleman here is driving around for quite some time. It looks like there are 7 players left. I do know that once you get to the top 10, things get a little more interesting. Oh, there's a Godzilla just like I was. Interesting. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the stream, I talked about how I don't normally pay attention to names, and that was a good example. I have not paid attention to another name. I don't know who it was that told me. Looks like right now we're watching Midnight Blazer 31, who is carrying my crown, so good for you, Midnight Blazer. And I have to say, that sword definitely is a formidable weapon. I was playing with my my son last night, I noticed there's a lot of these sprites all over the map. It seems like there's a lot more now than when this season first started. Okay, we're down to the final 5. I've watched some of these streamers play that some of them that I watch build, some of them don't build. And I will tell you, the ones that build are pretty amazing at how fast they can do that. I've played around with building a little bit, and I am not adept at it at all. Alright, we're down to the final 4. There's somebody right there. But we're rooting for Midnight Blazer right now because they are carrying my crown. That was a really good strategy, but it seems to have worked. I don't know that I would portal right in front of somebody. Also, I don't know if I would build out of wood when they seem to have bricks and steel. To each their own. They need some shields, just like I did. Is that a common problem? Is there just aren't enough shields around? I feel like I had my shields charged all the way up this entire game. Oh, I fell down in the water. They seem to be a little confused as to where they're going. Looks like we're down to the final 3. I am going to assume that they are camping. Waiting for other people to show up. They have some sort of what looks like a baby dragon on their back. Now the problem I would have with camping right there is they don't appear to be able to see. Oh, and there's a button to look at other players. Let's go look at the other 2. So this one is Wombed Duke. They're in a bush. And this one is Sailor. They're actually really close to that other person that's camping. Yeah, so those 2 are pretty close to each other. And that third one, are they still just camping? Looks like they are. Well, there's not a whole lot of action going on here. So if nobody is going to fight, I think we're going to move on. Okay. Well, that was fun. We'll go ahead and try this again. Today was Thursday. We'll try it again tomorrow morning. And we'll learn a little bit more about the settings. I am not entirely sure if this actually streamed. So we'll have to figure that out. If you did get to watch the game, I hope you enjoyed it. And let's hope that the next stream is a little better than the last. And give me your input. Alright, so now, if we're all done, I think we hit this one that says stop. Let's see. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop and you will no longer be